Not like we changed the link or something. It's the same link we've been using. So how many are we? We are 66. Okay. Okay, so today we'll be going into Power BI. And so Power BI, it's a, what's Power BI says? The Power BI is a visualization, interactive data visualization software. It was produced by Microsoft for business intelligence. I think Power BI was launched, yeah, 2011, so 13 years ago. It has not been that long, 13 years ago. Yeah, and it is only available on Windows. So meaning if you use if you use any other laptop apart from a Windows laptop, this will not be able to use this. What else? What else? And that's just a brief um, a brief explanation to Power BI. Then license. Let me just explain license. So common user license are free, pro, and premium. So free users must be part of an organization with a Power BI license. They can consume reports and can also build but not publish. In practice, creators need at least a pro license in order to publish reports. Premium users can publish like a pro, but also have more features available for development. So what I just explained here is the email I asked us to create gives you access to a pro license, or at least a trial version of it. Give you access to a trial version of a pro license. If I come to my, please, can we all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Sure. Okay. So what I'm showing us now is the Power BI interface itself, the Power BI desktop. Power BI desktop interface. You can see I'm logged in here. I'm logged in here. If you created that email, you should have something similar to mine. Chemically at on Microsoft.com. And if I don't put a blank report, you would. So basically, the idea of the pro license, like I was explaining, is for us to be able to publish. And what do I mean by publish? To publish to Power BI service. That's just the basic idea behind it. But when we get to that, once I run through this slide, you understand uh, very well what I mean. I'll try as much as possible to be fast. All right. So I'll try as much as possible to run through this so that we can look through Power BI itself. So what I'm particularly excited about for this Power BI is that we've looked at Power Query at least a little bit in Excel. This is Motrayo. I think this is sorry, Miss Motrayo. Miss Motrayo took us through Power Query in Excel, and it is there is no difference. It is 100% the same thing. In when I mean 100% the same thing, no, let me say 100%, 99% the same thing in Power BI. So, because in Power BI, there's also DAX. You have to learn how to write DAX functions, which is different from your Excel functions and formula. So let's start. I would share this file after the class, not now. I'll share it after the class so you can go over it. Now, those books I shared, this is where it will come, this is where it will come in. And because Power BI is a fully visual tool, everything you are doing, it is visual. You can't do anything that is not visually. um, All right, so moving on. So what is Power BI? According to Microsoft, Power BI is a business analytics solution that lets you visualize your data, share insights across your organization, or embed them in your app or website. It's a suite of business intelligence reporting and data visualization products and services for individual and teams. Power BI is a cloud-based business analysis and intelligence service by Microsoft, and use data sets imported in Power BI for visualization analysis by making shareable reports, dashboards, and apps. Power BI is a user-friendly tool offering impressive drag and drop features and self-service capabilities. Now, Power BI is not the only visualization tool out there. There's Tableau, there's there's also Google, there's Looker, yes, there's Looker as well. There is what's this thing called? I used to have this. Let me check. I used to have this. I used to have this list of visual tools. So there's Tableau, there's Power BI, obviously, there's Looker, there is yes, Google Colab, thank you. There are more, there's a lot. There's even one that I heard of. If you are in the European market, they use more of Looker, or in America, you still see a mix of Tableau and Power BI. So it depends. It's just like the way we've explained with Excel, the way some companies would prefer Google Sheets and some would prefer Excel. It just depends on what's on the organization and what their need is. You get. Can we also hear me?
Loud and clear.
My network is All right. So moving on. So you can explore. Oh, Jesus. Is my screen still sharing? I don't understand this thing.
No.
I want to comment now. This not the bottom of the second. All right. Okay. Yeah, so you can depends on you, honestly. You don't necessarily have to, when I say I'm a Power BI advocate, yes. I would if you come to me for what tool should I would give you Power BI, I will tell you to learn Power BI. But also you don't restrict yourself to just want to, you know, try as much as possible to learn others. Maybe even if it's just basic knowledge of it, it is very, very important. I don't like taboo, or I know taboo to an extent, but I would always choose Power BI. And also, you need to also know that this tool says there's the pros and the cons of it. Tableau, for example, you can create rich visuals, like very rich visuals in Tableau compared to Power BI. And one of the cons of Power BI for me personally is that is a monthly update. There's a update every month. Like, so meaning you have to keep up with Power BI. They release new stuff every single month. And when I mean new stuff, it is not just they release one new feature. The list can go as long as ten new features every single month. So, and also mean you have to you have to you have to update your app every month. That is one thing I don't like about that. But apart from that, it's all good. Um okay. So moving on, Power BI platforms. So Power BI desktop, that is the one you've installed. That is the one you've installed on your that's the one you've installed on your laptop. Power BI desktop. Then Power BI service, SaaS, that is software as a service. So Power BI service is where the email you've created would come in handy, like very handy. That is where after you've created your reports in Power BI desktop, you would now move it to Power BI service, which is the um, online version where you can now share your reports. Because at the end of the day, the idea of you building your report is to share it for the organization or whoever or whatever the case might be, so that they can consume what you've created, so that they can consume the data, and make decisions. Then lastly, Power BI mobile. This is for people that would want to like view your report on their phone. All these are available on Power BI. Then process flow. This is just a process flow of Power BI. So it goes from this is, let's say your data is on the cloud or is in a database or maybe SQL or it's another format. You bring it into Power BI desktop. Then from there, you can either move it to, yes, you move it to Power BI service. Then this is just an representation of, okay, company's data, meaning in Power BI service, you can set your updates, for it to refresh, for your data to refresh at intervals. You can say, okay, I want this data to refresh every 24 hours or every 12 hours. For example, now in my organization, our data refresh every 4 hours. So if I want the updated sales data, I'll just check the time it was updated last. But I know every 4 hours our data updates. That is in my own organization. So you see, it's in Power BI service. You set all those instructions. It's also in Power BI service that tell you give access to who can gain access to the data, or to some aspect of the data. Is in Power BI service, you be able to do that. Then lastly, comprehend. This is for the end user to comprehend. You can see this is on the system or on the phone, as the case may be for the consumer. Then this is just explaining why we are choosing Power BI. It is easy Power BI is an industry leader, majorly from the fact that it is owned by Microsoft, meaning you would get a lot of resources online. There's a lot of support, there's a lot of help. There's no problem you would encounter in Power BI that has not been tackled or that has not been shared. Please, if you have any question, just drop it on the chats. Power BI, based on the fact that it is owned by Microsoft, yes, you get a lot of support, a lot of help. Then also, easy to connect your data. Anywhere your data wants to be, Power BI can. Anywhere your data is, Power BI can get it for you. If your data is in the deepest hole in the ground, there's a source or there's a connector with Power BI that would get it for you. You can see Power BI has up to 70 plus connectors out of the box, letting businesses load data from a wide range of highly used cloud-based sources, such as Azure Data Warehouse, Dropbox, Google Analytics, OneDrive, and Salesforce. In addition to Excel spreadsheets, CSV files, and data located on premise, such as SQL database. And also, Power BI is so similar to Excel. There are some Excel features that are, so you can see advanced Excel users knowledgeable in data analysis expression, that is DAX formula language, can dig deeper into their data and find patterns clearer with Power BI with its familiar Power Pivot features, like clustering, forecasting, grouping, and quick measure. Also, continuous real-time information. You can create your data to get real-time. You can create your data to get real-time updates. I remember during COVID, yes, During COVID, when everyone was doing daily updates, like when you check everyone's status on WhatsApp, you will see once NCCD or NCCD, yes, NCCD, when they release the new COVID numbers, everybody to turn to NCCD and post it on their WhatsApp status. You can build something similar, with PowerBI, where once new information comes to your source, it will automatically refresh and be available on your dashboard. Also, data modeling, can do advanced data modeling with PowerBI. Then also large data sets. Like, I don't want to know how large your data is. PowerBI will be able to handle it. Okay, simple and accessible insights. What else? This one will be reading on this one on our own. Then Power BI features. Some of the important and interesting features of Power BI. It allows us to build attractive visualization, and we have a wide range of data connectors. You can build dashboard, create filters, reports, trend indicators, DAX functions, and formulas. Then this also explains some components of Power BI. You have Power Query, you have Power Pivot. Just go through these documents. I don't want to speak too much on it, so that we can use our remaining time to go into Power BI itself. Also, you remember that there was a part of the slide that also has something similar to this. So this is more of a broken down process. So your data, whenever your data is stored, you extract it, you transform, you load. When you load your data, it stores in a Power BI data warehouse. There's a data warehouse that your data stores in after you load. That is what allows you to do your visualization, your reporting, your scorecard. Then you push it out to the end user. Keep all this in mind. Very important. So the architecture has been broken down into three phases or parts. Data integration, that is basically you connecting your Power BI to data sources. Then processing is the stage of you transforming it. It is the process of you transforming it. Please, you guys, we should read this. We should read this file. So the meaning of ETL is extract, transform, load. Extract, transform, load. When you go for interview most time, they would ask you, what do you understand by ETL? There's also, I think, is it not ELT? So please don't don't restrict yourself to this class. Oh. I'm not saying much because I'm going through a lot. So yeah, so extract, transform, and load. These are very important. These are very important things. Funny thing is, I wanted to cancel this class. Like, the class should not, should not hold. Yes. Then lastly, data presentation. This is the final phase. Let me go back to our graph. So data data presentation, which is our visualization. This is how you present your data, to the end user, which is important. So those books I sent to us, please read it. I don't want to give us assignment, and I'm seeing you are creating pie charts with eight categories. I'll fight you. I know how to fight you. Hmm. So very important. So this part of this slide is not updated because currently we have more than three. We now have four. What was that last one? Say? DAX query view. Yes, we now have DAX query view. I'm sure when you open your Power BI, that is if you have opened it, you will see that query view on this side. Yes. So that query view was introduced, I think, October last year. Yeah, October. Especially it was late last year that it was introduced. So, so, but majority of this still explains, what we have. We just like Excel. We have home, we have view, we have modeling, we have help. And this number two, this is your report view or canvas. This is where your visualization goes to. This is where you build your visualization. And number three, it says page tabs. You can see the different tabs you've created your data. Then number four, visualization pane. Then five, field pane. Field pane is where your data will come into. This field pane is no longer called field pane. It is now called data pane. We've changed this to data. And there's also filter pane also. So that is the end of this slide though. Any questions so far? Any question? No question. So if there are no questions, why are you laughing? There are no questions. Let me see if I can open one of my reports and use that. Okay, so this is Power BI service. Why? How do I know this is Power BI? Because this is the online version of Power BI. This is where all your works are saved. All the visualization you built, this is where they are all saved. So that when someone tells you that, oh, that report you built, can you share with me? Or I personally like this because it helps you with your portfolio. You can add all this to your portfolio, meaning when someone clicks on it, they will be able to interact with whatever you built in your portfolio. Let me drop this link. I'll drop this link in the chat so that we can. Dashboard was for an interview last year. After going through the whole interview process, only for them to give me breakfasts. All right, so let me search this. What data are you going to use? I don't get it. Okay, so getting started with Power BI, the first thing you want to do is on your blank reports, it brings you here. So based on the explanation I made, you can see we no longer have 3 here, we have 4. That's query view, model view, table view, and report view. This is your canvas. This is where you build all your reports. And this is your file tab, home tab, insert tab, modeling, view tab, optimize, help, insert home file, like that. Yes, who's that? The data. That is when we eventually get data. Who can suggest the data that we can quickly use? I forgot to bring data. So one of the things, let me show us get data. So you can see, from the document you looked at, it says we have over 70 plus data connectors. So when I click on more, you can see, oh, this is showing. Why is it not showing here? Can you guys see? Can you guys see the get data drop down?
Yes, sir.
Ah, are you sure? Can you see this all text, CSV, JSON folder, PDF?
I can't
Because
see
I'm
it. Oh,
also
I can't see it. I cannot see it, sir. I can't
because
see it. Oh.
I'm also looking at I'm presenting and I'm also looking at what I'm presenting because I can't see. That's why ah shoot. What do we do now? Why does this thing happen like this? Is it Chrome setting? Is it the port setting that is making it? So, but when you open your Power BI and you come to get data, for example, when you come to get data, okay, but we can see this one, right? It's when I click on more that we don't see it. Okay, all right. So these are just the few data sources that we can connect to. Web, for example, if your data is on the web, let's say Wikipedia, you want to bring data from Wikipedia, you use web. Please, it is very important. If you do not use the right data type or the right data source option, for example, let's say you picked web here, you now want to you now want to you want to put something else apart from web, it won't work. Yes. Or yes, you picked web, you now want to use a Google Sheet link, it will not work. Yes, understand that. So yeah, somebody said we should use the data we use. Let me see. So the data we use, that would be an Excel. Do I have it? Excel work. So I've opened it. It is telling me to select the data. So let me go and find it where it is on my laptop. Don't need the data that is not. Let me quickly find that data and import it so that we can use it. Anyway, okay, I found the data source. So I'll send this to the channel office supply. Office supply. When you so that so the data is on the channel. Hmm, okay. Excel workbook, download, office supply data, yes. Open. This is, I'm the only one seeing what I am seeing. What is this? Oh, this- does anyone understand why this is happening? Is there a way we can change this thing from setting? I can only see this one.
But maybe I don't know. Does Power BI not support sharing?
Oh, that's it should support sharing. So I don't. Wait, let me see if it's. Not sure. Oh wait. I think I might understand what's happening. Maybe because I'm not sharing the entire screen. Let me see if sharing the entire screen. Yeah. Okay. So that's fine. Let me let me restart what I did. Scan through this. Scan through this. All right. So this is the data. This is the data. Yeah. Office supply data. Now this is the data. You can see this data is already in a table format, and the table name is called financials 3. Financials 3 in sheet 1. That is where our data is. So that's just giving you a quick view of our data. So if I go back to Power BI and I want to bring data from Excel, I can either click um, import data from Excel. Let's see. So import data from Excel. And what this will do is it will only show me all the available Excel files. So this is what I need. I'll open this and now it brings, if I'm sure you guys are familiar with this already. This is Power Query page view. So you can see it brings out two options for me. It's telling me that okay, sheet 1. And you remember I showed us sheet 1. Sheet 1 has data, but I would most likely want us to always go for the data in the table. So financials 3, that is why I opened the sheet and showed us the table name. So we are selecting financials 3. When I click on it and I click on this equals sign, it tells me, do I want to load it? Do I want to transform it? Now, if I also go back to what's the thumbs down for, sir? What's the problem?
I'm not seeing the screen, sir.
It's your network,
That's
Stanley.
got to be your network. Has to be your network, sir. Because I think we can all see it, right? Please check the channel. The data is on the channel. Latifa Abubakar. The data is on the channel. So moving on, yes, this looks like what we did on Excel. Yes, Power Query, because this is Power Query. If you run from Power Query in Excel, you can't run from Power Query in Power BI. It's not even possible. So the next thing you want to do always, like, don't miss it for anything. Once you are bringing data into Power BI, you don't want to build it directly. The first thing you want to do is you want to transform the data. So we are transforming this data and opening Power Query. A lot of times, we would not have our header the way it is here like this. A lot of times we won't. What we would have is this. Yes. What we would have is this. A situation whereby our header is on the first row. And in our header name, we are having column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5, column 6. That is why it's always important to transform your data first. Don't load it directly. So the first thing you want to do once you find it like this is, and you can see Power Query has made life easy for you. You have use first row as header. So once you click this, it automatically takes the first row and put it as headers for you. And also from the get-go, you can see that it has tried as much as possible to identify the kind of data we've imported by all this ABC, 1.2, 1, 2, 3. But quickly, let me explain what we are looking at. This is Power Query. We are looking at home. You have close and apply. I won't be explaining too much here because we've looked at Power Query in Excel. So this should not be a surprise to us. We also have our transform pane. This is where you do different transformation on your data. Your add column, if you want to add column. Your view, if you want to change how your Power Query looks like. If you want to look at column quality, for example, column quality will tell you, okay, are there errors in your column, or do you have empty cell in your column? That is column quality. Column distribution too, to tell you, okay, you have 5 distinct values. There's 0 unique, 5 distinct, 0 unique, 6 distinct, 0 unique. Like that. Or is it column profile too? This one will just give you a quick breakdown of what is in each column. Just like that, very, very simple. Or if you want it monospaced, I'll take this out and bring in column quality. Then there's also tools. You want to diagnose, whatever. If maybe your data is sick, there's problem, and you need to sort it out. We have tools there. Yeah. So that's basically it. Then all these are advanced, merge query, append query. Merge query meaning you are joining 2 tables together. Append query, you are appending 2 tables together. You are putting one table on top, you are putting one table below. That is append query. What else? What else? What else? What else? Yes, you always want to name your table, function table. And also if you want to undo, this is where you undo applied steps. If I want to change this, undo, you have to cancel them. That is how you undo. Are we following so far? Are we following so far? Oh, I've not lost anyone. Not lost anyone. I forget. Uzoma. There's one Uzoma that mentioned that she messaged me on Slack. I did not see any message from you.
So you
Uzoma.
responded, though. You responded. You responded to
Yeah.
the message. Yeah, you responded. Oh.
My divine is laughing. So, anyways, moving on. There's one thing I want to mention. When you are working with Power BI, you are working with Power BI, and you look through your data sets and you can categorize your data. When I mean categorize your data, meaning you can segment them. Don't let me use this thing because they're segmented. When I mean categorize, like you can, how do I explain this thing? It is unique, for example, yes. It is unique. You can give it an ID. I'm sure when we go on, you would understand this better. I just can't find the right words to explain it. So, for example, we have segments, we have states, we have products. One thing I always like to do is to break everything down. I don't want everything to be in this financial table alone. I want to have a category table for segment alone, for states, for products. Then I'll now join everything together to this financial table. I think we did something similar in Excel because I was seeing something, we had sales table, we had something table, yes. So it's always very good to break down your table, into categories, into separate tables, then joining them together. And also it's always, yes, to have date table as well. But in this case, I will not do date table. We'll only categorize, we'll only create, we create segments, states, and products. Then we'll move on. So the first thing is you duplicate your table. You duplicate this financial table. You duplicate it 3 times to be on the safe side. Duplicate, duplicate. Don't worry, this thing is not hard. Once you try it, you see that. So this is financial table. This is we'll rename this one segment table. Segments table. This one we'll name it state table. States table. product table. This is very important because when you move to when you start doing power SQL, for example, because the way SQL works is that you would have, yes, she did a good job. You would have you can't have all your data on one table. That is the standard. That is the standard. Yes, you can't have all your data on one table. You have to have your data has to be, broken down into recognizable parts. So, for example, let's use Dive Africa as a case study. For example, let's use our data analytics track. Let's use it as an example. Let's say we are keeping tracks of everything that is happening. Let's say the students. The best thing we'll do is we'd have a student table. The student table would have, the names of all the students. It would even have, your address, your phone number, your email, everything that concerns each student. It will be on student table. We would now also have facilitators table. It will contain the list of facilitators, and their information like that. Then we now have, for each student, you would have an ID that will be attached to you. Just the same way in your organization or in school, for example, the same way you have a matric number. Your matric number is unique to you. Even when you graduate, nobody can have your matric number. It's not possible. When you go for masters in the same school, let's say you go for masters in the same school you did your undergraduate, it's the same matric number you used in your undergraduate days that you use for your master's program. If I'm lying, or if you are not sure, go and ask around, or go and Google it. So those things are unique identifiers. So it is those unique identifiers we use to join, our tables together, so that everything will gel together, nothing will break. So now that we've created these tables and we've renamed them, we would want to take out, what we don't need. Now, for this product table, for example, I only need the product column. So meaning I would take out every other column that I don't need. So how do I do that? I'll just click on the column, which is products. I'll right click. Once I right click, it brings out a drop down for me. And so for example, if it was product table column I wanted to remove, I'll just click on remove. But I want to remove every other column. So I click on remove other column. If I also wanted to duplicate products column, I'll click on duplicate column. So, but in this case, I want to remove every other column. I'll click on that. You will see that it has removed every other column, and I'm left with just product table only. And you can see that step has been applied here. It says I removed other column. So if I cancel this now, it should bring back those columns that I had removed. Do you guys understand? I believe so. So what do we want to do here? Here also we want to remove duplicates. I want to remove duplicate and just be left with, just unique values. If you remember this place, it tells us. So from here, before removing duplicate, I already know that once I remove duplicates, I'll be left with just six values or six distinct values, something like that. So how do I remove duplicates? Just no, sorry. Right click this, remove duplicates, they are here already. Click that, I remove duplicates, and you can see that we have our unique values, 6 of them, and that is our product table. But we are not done. Remember I said there are unique identifiers. We want to add unique identifiers to our data. So how do we do that? We come to add columns, and you want to go to index column. From I don't want my indexing to start from 0. It should start from 1. So I click on this index. So I bring this to the front. It is also advisable to make your index your so I'll rename this. I'll come back to what I wanted to explain. Products ID. So I rename this to product ID. So what I was explaining is that it is advisable to change this data type, remove it from what's it called, from O number, and make it text. Make it text. I don't know why, but I know that if you don't, you might run into issues. Because the purpose of this is not to add up, those ID. They stand as an identifier your data. So you are not adding them up. If there is, you are not adding them up. Please give me all the amount. Right.
Mr. Okiki, I don't know if you are speaking on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, very faint. Can't hear you anymore. It's showing that you're speaking, but we can't hear anything.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
Is it
can hear
clear
you.
now?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay. Yes. I was actually not speaking. I stepped away from my laptop. But I'm wearing a headset, so I was expecting you guys would still be able to hear me. Yeah, I said I wanted to get water. My mouth is dry. I don't to talk. It's down this finish. Um. Okay. So now we are done with this. With this table. We can quickly go and work on. The others. So the same process we use for this, where we removed other columns, then we removed duplicates, we created a new index column and we named it to the ID, and also changed the be typed to text. So we'll do it for the rest. So let me just do that. Remove other column. Duplicate. We have just for states, index column. Then another thing why this is very important is that this is our main data. For example, this is our main data. Yes. When new information comes into this, data, it would, let's say, for example, now we have just 5 states here. Let's say more states joins. This table would automatically update. So you don't need to come and be adding new ID to it. All this would automatically update for you. Text 7 title. So I just thought about something. This data that is this dashboard that I shared with you guys. Which data did I use? If I want to run, if I just want to be wicked like this, I'll just say we should use this dashboard as our assignment. That would be so new. Yes, who is that?
Please don't be, I beg.
So, all right. So we are done with this actually. So everything is looking beautiful, looking calm. All our data. If you are not sure, for example, that you think your data is not formatted to divide, it's not formatted to divide data type, you can come home and click on, where is that thing again? Detect data type. So it will automatically help you. It will automatically help you check. Okay, it will detect the data type for you. So like that. So once you are sure that like I'm done with Power Query, I can now come to home and now close and apply. Close and apply. When you close and apply, you wait for it to load. To load. See that when it now loads, you can now see this build visuals with your data. I just realized something. We didn't complete what we were supposed to do. We did not complete what we were supposed to do. How did I miss that? Anyways, so once your data is there, this is where you find your data. Then, since we've loaded data to this, we can look at table view. This is our table view. You can also look at model view. Now, what I was complaining about that we did not do, Power BI has automatically done it for us. And it doesn't happen like that in most cases. So let me check this connection. It is even wrong. The connection is wrong. This is not what we want to do. So you can see that when I click on this connection here, it's showing me that okay, it is products and products. Product on financial table and product on product table. That is not what we want to do. You always want to link product ID. It is always ID you want to link with whatever is in your main data. Now, our financial table is our main data because that is where our originating data came from, or that is where our category data, that is where they came from. So, how do we solve this now? We have to go back to where? We have to go back to Power Query. And how do you go back to Power Query? You can click transform data here. You can either click this drop down, transform data, and it will automatically take us back to Power Query. All right. Now that we are back in Power Query, please, are we all following? Hope I've not lost you. Can seem like a lot, though. If I've not lost you, please. All right. Thank you very much. So, how do we connect all these tables to our financial table? Like, how do we connect it? That everything will be all right. Remember when I said merge queries? Merge query is the answer. Merge query is what will do the job for us. So I click on this drop down. So I can either merge query as new or merge query itself, but it's merge query I want to do. I don't want to merge query as new. Merge query. When you click on that. Now this is the financial table here. You can see there's a caution sign here, meaning this table is being worked on at the moment. So what do I want to do? So it's saying merge. Select a table and matching columns to create a merge table. So what do I want to merge with our financial table? I want to merge these 3 tables, but we'll do it one after the other. So I'll click on this. You can see financial table is showing it as the current table. So let's go with products. Let's merge products. Now, what do I want to do? Product ID is what I want to merge. I want to merge product ID with products. You can see that when I click on products, let me go back. Let me cancel this and go back and start from the. Let me start again. Merge query. Merge query. When I select product table. Now, when I select product ID, you can see it's telling me that select the same number of columns from both visible tables to continue. Meaning, I have to select which part of this financial table I want to merge this product ID with. And since I know that this is product table and I have matching informations on product, I have it here, I would select this. And when I select that, it tells me that okay, this is marked, this is checked, this is good to go. The selection matches 0, but it is showing that it matches 0 of 700 rows from the first table. We'll not look at this fuzzy matching. We'll not look at it. This one is when you want to do more advanced stuff. Maybe you want to look at, the way in VLOOKUP, we're looking at exact and approximate match. Yes. All this fuzzy matching is if you want to look at maybe you don't want to look at an exact match, you want to look at it from an approximate point of view. That's when you do this. But it's saying now you can see that it's saying the selection matches 0 of 700 rows from the first table. Me, I don't like seeing this 0 of 700, so I will just click on products. When I click on products, it will tell me that okay, the selection matches 700 of 700 rows from the first table. is all the same. Now, it will also now ask you, oh, is it left join or all from first matching from second? All these ones are SQL. We would explain all this in SQL, but most times you don't want to bother yourself with that here. And just you can just leave it at left outer. I don't think in all my years of doing mesh, I've changed this. So it's okay to leave it at left outer. So after doing that, we have our check mark. If you don't have this check mark, you cannot do okay. You will not see okay. Okay will not be activated. So you need to have this check mark. Then we click OK. Now when they click OK, you can see that my product table is here in my financial table. So the next thing I want to do is I want to expand this. And to expand this, you need to click on this arrow that is going in opposite direction. When I click on that, it will tell me, okay, oh, what do I want to bring out from our product table? What do I want to bring out? It's product ID I want to bring out. So I'll select only product ID. And also, I don't want to use original column name as prefix. I would unselect this as well. So what this means is that it will not use this product table, product ID, something, something. It will only use product ID as this column name. So when I click on OK, you see that I will have product ID here. I'll have product ID here. Now I can move this. I'll just move this over to this side. Now, basically, what I have done, or what we have done, is that we have created this product ID or this product column. We've duplicated it as product ID, meaning anywhere there is A4 paper is 1 will be seen. Anywhere there is pencil is 2 you'll be seeing. Anywhere there is biro is 3 you'll be seeing. So meaning I don't need this product column anymore. I can delete it. I'll remove this column. So I have deleted product column. So we'll basically do this for the remaining table. So I will quickly do that. Please, if you are not following, let me know so that I can come back. So the next table we want to merge segment table. So we do the same, we go through the same step all over again for our segment table. So we click on merge query. This time we select segment. I have OK here. Click on OK. I come here. I click on segment ID. Then OK. And I drag this also. I drag this. No, I like dragging it. To the end. Then I'll delete the corresponding column, remove. Then lastly, the last one, which is state table, state, OK, expand, state ID, OK. All right, move it. States. All right, I'll remove states as well. Remove. All right, now that we've merged all this, all our tables are connected. Okay, I should come again. Let me come again then. So let me go again. Let me go again. All right. So I'll do the all right. right. So I'll do the state again. This time I'll do it slowly. So what we want to do is we want to merge state table with our financial table. We want to create a connection between these two tables. Remember that we only duplicated this table, and when you duplicated, the new table is standing alone. But what we want to do now is we want to create a connection between this table that has state ID and state. We want to create a connection between it and this our financial table. So how do we do that? We come to merge query. When we click on merge query, you can either click on this drop down. It will tell you merge query or merge query as new. We want to merge query. So, and we remember it is the state table we want to add. So we click on our drop down here. I'll select the state table. And the first thing you want to click is also the column on the financial table that contains the column you want to merge. So I select states and I select states here. Once I do that, I'll get your selection matches 700 of 700 rows from the first table. Once I'm satisfied with what I've gotten, I'll click on OK. But this is what you would get once you click on OK. Let me delete this. So what the next thing you want to do is you want to expand that data. So once you click on this sign over here that shows arrows in opposite direction, you click on that and you only click on the ID that we created, using index column the other time. Okay. And once you do that, that is all. You've expanded your data and you can move it. You can decide to leave it, but me, I always like moving my own to where the originating column is so that I can delete it from there. Remove. I no longer need it. So you can see I have my 3 ID. My 3 ID created. They are here: segment ID, state ID, and product ID. Let's see this band. Those band. Even this band, we are supposed to create a category table for them, but we'll do that one in the next class. So I'll close and load. I'll be close and apply. Then yeah. So now when I come back, when I click on this connection, you can see that it is showing product ID to product ID here. That is what we have here. And if I also click on this, if I just over it, I'm seeing state ID, both on the financial table and the state table. Even also on this, I have segment ID. So meaning my table, they are all connected. So I can now come back to my reports view and look at what is happening. All right. So now that we are done with that, I'll just run us through quickly what we can get from here. So let's say you want to build a report, and your report, it will require a large page. once you are on your canvas, you can come here. You can come to format your report page. You can change canvas setting. So you can tell it that, oh, you don't want 16 by 9. This size you are looking at here is 16 by 9. I think this one is 16, this one is 9. Or you can select 4 by 3. 4 by 3 will change, your canvas setting. So you can only build reports in where these lines are. Who is that? Who is that? Who is that?
Homie.
All right. So yes, if you want to change type, you don't want to use 4 by 3, you can change it to letter, or you can change it to tooltip, as the case may be, or you can choose custom. Then custom, you would specify, what height you want, what width you want, the kind of alignment you want. Most times, I think 16 by 9 is always enough to do whatever you want to do. You can also change canvas background if you don't want your background to be white. You can change it, but remember transparency, you have to bring down transparency to change your background. I will bring it at 50. Or if you have an image, you can bring in an image. I have an image I can use it. Let me use this one. This car image. If you want to use a car as your background, you can do that. Image fits. It fits. Or fill. If it's fill you want. Let me leave it because this is like my favorite part, so I'll leave it. What else? What else? Canvas setting. Okay, we've looked at that. Page information. So you can also change the page name from here. And I think that's that. Then also, these are all the visualizations available to you. Okay, stacked bar charts, stacked column charts, clustered bar charts, clustered column charts. It was when I started using Power BI that I realized that. So I've been calling bar charts. Like, I don't even know, say column chart dey. What is column charts? Everything which shall be bar, na im be bar chart to me. So there are different types. There's clustered column charts, there is 100% stacked bar charts, there's 100% stacked column charts, just like that. There's line and clustered column charts, there's 100% area stack charts, there's area charts, there's line charts, there's ribbon charts, there's waterfall charts, there's funnel, there's scatter charts, pie charts, donut chart, pad, gauge, there's Azure map, there's field map, there's map, there's tree map, multi-row card, KPI, slicer, table, matrix, how, just they shall go on like that. There's even more. If what you are looking for is not here, you can get more visuals. When you click on get more visual, it will open Power BI, what is it called? Power BI. So you can see Power BI visuals for you. You can now, what I'm looking for is not here. You can see there's water cup. If you want to create a visual that is like water, It's there for you. Look at all this. See, I'm plenty. Organizational visual. So if what you have here is not enough for you, don't worry. So what is silver useful? What's silver? What's silver? Don't worry, I'm almost done. This is already 8:48. Can ask your question after. So that is that. We've looked. Oh, slicer. A slicer is like, okay, let me show an example. So financial table, for example. Don't do this at home, but just because I'm doing it. Let's let's because the normal way is for you to create, you are supposed to create a measure table as well that would contain all our measures. But because let's just use unit sold and drag it to this together. Sorry. Let me let me pick a let me just pick this clustered column charts and use. Let's bring it to the middle of the page. So it's in the middle of the page. Now you can see that when I brought in this charts, I got a new field here: x-axis, y-axis, legend, small multiple, tooltips, like that. Now, what do I want on my x-axis? Let's say I want. Hey, I want to come and disgrace myself. I always mix this up. I always forget where is x-axis and where is y-axis. Where is x-axis? X-axis horizontal. So, why is this vertical? So I want my unit sold on x-axis, and I want the products on y-axis. Okay, nope. I want this one. Yes. And I want product ID. No. Yes. That's I'm not even supposed to use this one. I will have to come to the products. You see why I said I'm not supposed to use this? It's because you can see in my label here, I'm getting 3, 5, 4, 6, 3, 5, 4, 6, 2, and 1. That is not what we want. So I will go to my product table and select the product itself. And I'll get biro, notepad, markers, stapler, pencil, and A4 paper. Now, to answer the question of how is what is it called again?
Slicer.
Yeah, of how slicer is used. Yes, of how slicer is used. Remember, before you select anything here, make sure that your chart that you have is not selected. This is currently selected. That is why you can see all these adjustments or whatever these things are called. That is why you can see them. If I click on slicer, it would take off all this. So you have to click outside first so that you don't see that. Then you click on your slicer. Now let's make this smaller. Bring it. So split this on. Now, what do I want to put in slicer? So slicer is what makes you. How do I explain slicer? It's more like, yes, the way slicer it lets you select, from your data. Like you can do a quick selection of. So let me use our dates as an example. So I'll click on, let's say I want to click on months. Let me use months. So this is what our slicer basically does. It lets you quickly, it gives you a list of things you can slice. This is my explanation was not explaining enough.
Like a
But
filter.
slicer yes, like a filter. This formula that is laughing. So when we select January, we would see what was sold. Let me add label to this. Let me quickly add label to this. Where do we add label? I don't know why I use this thing. I've forgotten. Label. Confusion. See label here. With that label. Yeah, I like putting it inside. The label should be inside. Position. Inside end. Side end. It should have background of white. The background should be white. Yes. Beautiful. Experience. It's okay like this. It's okay like this. All right. So if I select this out, all right. So we can see that, for example, units sold. So these are sums of units sold by products. And for Biro, in total, Biro sold 338. Or we sold total number of Biros at, what am I saying? By 300,000 Biros were sold. Yes, in total. But what if you want to look at it by months? Let me add a line chart here. Let me add another line chart. Let me reduce this. So I'll add a line chart so that we can also look at it by months visually. So that we look at it by months visually. Units sold, y-axis, products. No, sorry. Photo. Power BI gave it to us automatically, and the way the dates had been formatted, that is why we were able to quickly get this in hierarchy. But most times, when your data has dates in it and you bring it into Power BI, it will create this hierarchy for you. That, remember, most times, not all the time. So what did I say I want to do again? Yes, I want to look at this by nodes. All right. So you can see the trend of our sales by category and by nodes. Now, if you want to look at, let's say we want to look at quarter one, let me just do multiple selection here. Quarter one, can I select multiple? Can't select. Let me quickly change this. Let's say I want to look at quarter one. Now we know that quarter one is selection is on. Okay, wait. I've forgotten. I want to use control. In January, February, March. All right. So quarter one, this is basically what your slicer is for. You use it to filter, to look at your data the way you want to look at them. So if I want to select only February, for example, only February, because I've selected just 1 month, that is why this is showing as a dot. So it shows that units sold in February is 55,000, and there is a breakdown of that by product over here. All right. Okay, so as I answered your question, I think we should.
Yes, it has answered.
Okay. Okay, if yours doesn't have date hierarchy automatically, how do we do about it? So that is, I think we'll look at that next in the next class. Instead of, we'll also create a date, we'll create a date table. So we have our date table, separate from, because it is best practice to have your date table separate, so that everything is tidy and neat. So yeah, so basically that is your slicer, and you can add multiple slicer, to your data. You can add multiple slicer. So this is, we have some of units sold by product and by month as well. You can quickly format this. This is where you format. When it only applies when you click on the visual. You have to click on the visual to be able to format. So I've clicked on this visual, and I quickly want to rename the title units sold by products. We'll soon be done, don't worry. Then I also want to do quick cleaning here. Quick cleaning. I don't want to be seeing all this. I don't want to be seeing these labels. So we are going to remove its x-axis, title, take it off, y-axis, title, take it off as well. So this is clean. Also do the same for this title, because already we know that this is month, so we don't need months again. Title, yeah, so that we can have a compact, we can focus on what is so out of here. I don't understand this question, sorry. Grid lines. I don't want to see grid lines. Let's remove grid lines. So to remove grid lines. Please, you can unmute your mic and speak aloud, Juma, okay? We are done with
Okay.
today's class.
What I meant. Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Let me see which. Let me first see who is speaking first. Let me see. Yes, go on and speak.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
what I meant is that, like, on your, as you did this line um chart whatever now, and the month came out January, February, March, like it came out well arranged. But in Power BI, in Power Query rather, we need to click on it and be able to sort it out accordingly. But this one came out like it came out on its own. Do we need to do that? That's what I'm asking. I don't know if you get me.
You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. You can see that here, the months are not sorted. You can see it here that we have December and we have June. We have November. We have December, June. You can see. But it's Power BI that automatically sorts this for us. But there are cases that this thing will not sort. That you now have to go an extra mile to you have to go the extra mile to figure out a way to make this thing go from beginning of the year to the end of the year. I've encountered cases where this thing will not sort the way you want it to sort. So, but Power BI automatically sort this. It's supposed to sort this for us, from beginning till the end. I thought you did corrections to that class. Why are you checking? You didn't do it. All things passed away. A girl has passed away. I only mark people that submitted early. So if you didn't get my yarn, you submitted. Submitted, yeah. So any other question? Any other question? Any other question? So this, let me now show us the reason why I said. So let's say you are done with your work. Let's save this. Save as. Let me 1,000 years ago, wow. All right, so we save this file now, and we want to move this to to Power BI service. We come to, you can see it says that publish these reports online in the Power BI service. So you publish, click on publish. You would most likely click on my workspace. You won't see this admin monitoring in your own. Select the publishing to Power BI. If you didn't get that email, you'll not be able to do this thing I'm doing. All right, so open publish. So I'll open this in Power BI. Hopefully it opens. It's not asking for login. I want to ask one for a long time. Like, oh yes. Jesus. One of this. We are done with this. We are done with this class. So we can ask our questions. 759. Alright. Told you know, that's right. This is the first time I'm updating something in a while. Hmm. Now we have this in Power BI sales. Now you look at it and say, this thing is similar to Power BI desktop. Oh. Yes, it is similar. You might even be able to build one or two here. You can make changes, build, but it will only be restricted to your service. To no updates, it will not be updated here, except if you download this file after finishing whatever and downloading the file. That's the only way. But now that this is here, I can save this report. Now this has been saved. So meaning this is already saved to my um, Power BI service. Now the mobile part, I mentioned mobile at the beginning of this class. This is where you build your mobile layout. You click on mobile layouts, then you now start dragging and dropping onto this place and adjusting. I don't really use this. I've never built anything using this, so I don't think it's that popular. But this should be mostly for people with organization access. Because once you build this thing, only people with organization access can be able to view this report. So I'm not always keen building this. So it's the way you build it that they will see it. Why should you photo them and should layouts? Let's come back. So yes, guys, that is all for this class. I hope we've all learned one or two. Mhm. At least if you've not learned two things, you have learned one thing.
And I learned 3 or 4.
That's good, that's good. Nobody should come and steal my car. This car.
So the thing is, I have a thing for good cars, luxury cars, So it's like you be sending me a picture of this
I
car.
know. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it.
So thank you very
All
much for
right. So
today's
if
class. It was really it was so fun and explanatory.
Yes, Mr. Ebenezer. Mr. Ebenezer, you raised up your hand. Is Naomi now? Is Naomi here now?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
All right. Mm.
Sir, check your Slack DM.
Yes, that is even what I am checking now.
Sir, what of Madam Moturaya? It's been a while I heard her voice. I've missed her.
Which one is? She's on vacation. It's on Monday. You will hear her voice. You will hear her voice tomorrow. It's, no, I didn't change it to. I changed it from when we created the table. Let me go back. Yeah, so you see, like it's in text. So I didn't change it. I already changed it to text here. So when I merged it with this financial table, it is still as text. And it should remain as text. Now, let me quickly show you guys why this has to be text. If you come to your data pane here, you can see that this three that has this summation. And when you see summation, that means it is telling you that you can do calculation on this. If we didn't change this to text, this text ID would have summation also in front of it, and we don't want that. That is why we had changed these IDs to text from our Power Query. You get it now? All right. So, okay. Yes. So I said we should. Okay, feedback from. I'll copy this link. I'll post it for us to take. So we can see. Okay. So any other question? Let me look at.
Sir, please don't forget to post the document you said you would post at the end of the class in the Slack.
I will. Thank you very much, Shady. This is good. All right. Okay, so any other thing? That's yes, Mr. Buniza.
So, Mr. Okuki, so no hope for the assignment, the score, or is until further notice?
So who is speaking?
It's me, sir.
Say it. Is you
Sir?
okay? Who's someone?
Yeah.
So until further notice, so if people do not submit on time, the people that submitted on time,
I
I
Committed
now
submitted
think.
on time.
early.
I submitted on time. I was not even feeling well. I could not submit as I could submit, but I still submitted on time.
I submitted on time before 6
Ah,
p.m.
Even me, I submitted
all
on
these
time
people that
very
talk,
early in the morning of that day.
when we
Sir?
say people that are talking, who is speaking right now?
You don't need to know us. Just please answer our questions, sir, and tell us
On
whether our
behalf
I
of
score
mean,
card.
everybody, on behalf of everybody, sir.